Will India continue to improve its relations with China, or will we take a step back? And thank you for the birthday wishes. Will India take a step back now that Trump has come to power? And once Trump becomes, it takes oath and becomes the actual president. Right now, he's the president elect, but sometime in January, probably 21 or something, he will actually take oath and become the actual president. So once that happens, he's gonna definitely try and steer the ship for India. He's a very that kind of person, and he will definitely want India to become way more pro-US and distance. He will want India to distance itself from China and Russia as well. What do we do in that scenario, which we will come across? Well, I'm sure Mr. Modi and his team are already hard at work, grappling with how to deal with this sort of scenario. I'm sure they've already war gamed this out, obviously. So, Trump will want us to participate more strongly and play a much more active role in the Quad, which is the four nations: India, Japan, Australia, and USA. So that will happen. And the US obviously will not be very pleased with the recent convergence uh, between India and China. They will not want that to become too strong. But it is in India's interests to have multiple options. We cannot afford to permanently have a hostile neighbor on our northern frontier, the India-Tibet frontier, a much more powerful nation. It's going to take us 20, 30, 40, 30 years, let's say, to come on par with China, assuming our economy keeps growing the way it is growing right now. It's a lot of ifs and buts there, but assuming, okay, assuming. It may take us 30 years to reach where China is, if everything goes well. Then the relationship will be different. But right now, we are a weaker nation. They are about 4 times more powerful than us, cumulative hard power. You can't have a hostile neighbor to your north, which is more powerful than you. Of course, the neighbor has all kinds of other adversaries, so they can't bring their entire force to bear against you, but still. So it makes sense for us to find ways to improve the relationship with China. It makes sense for China to find ways to improve the relationship with us. So I think there's a lot of ground there, lot of ground that both leaders, both nations can cover. A lot of stuff they can do together. We can do together. And I would be personally very pleased to see better relations between India and China. Certainly. I mean, we've historically never had any issues with China, right? For 2,000, 3,000 years, as long as China has existed. I would like to see that happen again. Good relations. So it is in our interests that we withstand Western pressure and push back against Western pressure, which will seek to once again see bad relations between India and China. We need to keep on moving forward with our relationship building efforts with China. And the Chinese obviously have to reciprocate. As long as the reciprocity is there, we need to keep on doing that. So it's going to be a challenge for us, but I think we're going to keep on pushing forward in improving relations with China.